the ranked ladder was like a map striking process, so you could strike out like 2 to 3 maps that you weren't okay with in the pool 7. But we can talk about that more later. We're going to the first match between Shider and Kwizion. We got Asuri versus Ember. I didn't see what stage that we were going on, but it seems to be the Twilight Grove.
Yeah, as I said, I may be EU, but these players are definitely new. I have never heard of them before, so I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it's always interesting to be able to see these matchups and whether or not they're completely one-sided or in one player's favor, depending on the yellow difference. But Suri finds the first weapons, the guitars. The bomb's just bouncing around the stage, goes to the island, it immediately goes in for the neutral light recovery. Doesn't get the recovery follow-up, however, and both players are kind of spacing around the center of the stage. But Asuri's winning out on the neutral game. Bow toss goes into Asuri's face, goes for that side sig, and Asuri trying to get in with a down air, isn't being able to find any strings with the guitar.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, when it comes to Asuri and Ember matchup, it's such a weird matchup because of the fact that it's almost impossible to say which person will win it out. Guitars versus guitars and guitars versus bow, both matchups are favored into both places. It can be anywhere, so it's 50-50.
I guess it could really come out to see whether or not how favored Asuri is with the sword, but either way, when it comes to the guitar battles, they look like they're trading evenly, but the Asuri's winning out. There's a neutral light into the recovery, and that will kill off the top quite early, but understandable considering Ember's defense. Ember struggling to be able to get any damage onto her opponent right now. Asuri holding onto the guitars, doesn't want to use the sword at all, seems very comfortable with these weapons, goes with the down air into the neutral light, doesn't get the neutral air follow-up, but Ember holding onto the bows, putting out that side sig a little bit too much, and he's finding himself get punished, but one finally lands, and Asuri's low on jumps, but he gets the neutral sig. Into the ground pound, that might be the stock.
Is that it?
No, gets back, recovers.
Wow,
Asuri making the best out of a bad situation.
That was really close by Asuri right there, almost Gibson. That would have been almost fatal for the Ember player. Ooh, Ember with a quick side stick and the taunt to follow it.
Making sure there was a GC taunt as well, and not even landing on the platform, and he actually evens it up 2-2.
Holding up to the name, gravity cancel is definitely definitely affects people into doing more gravity cancels. I've noticed every time I play these tournaments, I do a lot of gravity cancels for no reason.
I see. Well, 2 recoveries in a row. That was actually a pretty cool option to be able to wait for that dodge, go for the reverse recovery, and kill him off the top, rather than go for a side air and end that quickly. Ember going in for a side sig, gets punished by a neutral light, but Asuri not being able to find any strings. Ember's kind of playing a little bit better, but there's that side light into neutral light, doesn't get the follow-up once again, and both players are holding onto the guitar. Side sig goes out, doesn't get punished. Asuri going for a down air.
So it seems like the matchup is equal because they're just trading hits, but the difference is that the Asuri player is actually getting more strings. Instead of only doing single hits, he's stringing the single hits into larger combos, as you can see, while the Ember player keeps getting one hit, and then that's it, nothing more.
Yep, like right there, there's a side air, tosses the guitars away, doesn't want to go for any follow, but a dodge to a bomb might even things up pretty quickly. There's the recovery, sends him closer to the red. Ember suddenly taking advantage of his unarmed and gadget play, goes in for a dive kick, just waiting for a weapon spawn in his favor, but Asuri's not boxing out with these neutral airs. As the neutral light comes out and a ground pound misspaces it, gets hit by a recovery, and Ember finds the bow, goes for a neutral sig and gets hit by an air. That might be it. Side air hits and Ember finds himself below the stage, dodges onto the island but gets hit by a recovery. He's very damaged and he still has a stock to go.
Asuri's going pretty aggressive right now. It wants to finish it, wants to end it, goes for a guy against the sig.
And then it follows it up immediately with a sig of his own, but that's the third recovery kill. Kills off the top. Shider's able to take game 1 2-0 over Kwizion, but that is only the first game of a best of 3.
I noticed every time he killed him with a recovery, it was because he got his dodge in some way. Right there, he does a dare through him, and then just recoveries the other way.
Yeah, it was interesting. Kwizion was allowing a lot of strings to come out from Shider. He wasn't getting hit by like the things I would see most commonly when it comes to guitars, which is a neutral light into like an air follow-up or recovery follow-up, but other than that, when it came to being hit around in the air, he was getting hit by those moves quite a bit. Both players discussing bans, as you were saying earlier, but yeah, what I was talking about when it came to stage striking is I would be most interesting to me to see Brawlhalla implement like a pre-stage strike feature, so that way you don't have to do bans. You could just be like, I don't want to play on King's Pass, Twilight Grove, and Shipwreck, and those would be the 3 maps that would be taken out of your ranked 1v1 pool. You know?
I seriously agree with that though. I feel like if they're not going to add actual map striking, then you might as well just be able to, pick out some maps that you just don't want to play on. That ruins your experience, Because
those would definitely be the maps you'd strike anyways when it came to a blind matchup. But here we go into game 2. Shider versus Kwizion.
Starting up with one game. I'm interested to see if the Ember player manages to adapt now, or if that is it for his journey. Until loser bracket, of course.
Yeah, Asuri finding the first weapon once again, finds the guitars this time, and Ember's going to have a little bit more of an even matchup when it comes to weapons, but already being hit out by this neutral layers, neutral light into a neutral layer into a second neutral layer, and he goes for a recovery, goes high. Ember's yet to find any damage, but there's the weapon toss, barely hits him into an unarmed string. It evens up the damage into the yellow, and a side sig as he picks up the guitars actually makes this match a little bit more even than it was looking.
So apparently, I'm too quiet, according to chat.
Let me adjust that while you go ahead and
look at
cast this
that.
match.
Oh. And the Asuri hits him with 4 dares in a row and takes the stock. Wow, that is that's an interesting option right there. One of the few things that definitely helped Guitar's gameplay is now that Guitar Dare spikes with incredible force, it has changed the metagame a lot. And wow, the Asuri is just going to town right now. Not looking good for the Ember player.
Ooh, the down. Oh, the ground pound comes out into the weapon toss. Ember barely makes it back. I think Asuri just killed himself.
Okay.
Definitely does, and goes for the GC taunt to celebrate once again, being in a similar stock situation as he was before. Even stocks, but in the red. Ooh, nearly dodges into the bomb. Asuri reading that, and a sidelight will just end him.
Oh, that was a simple knockout.
Yeah, taking advantage of the edge of King's Pass, 2 islands, and just like kicking him near the edge, and that will definitely do it to an Ember in red stock.
I definitely feel like the Ember is trying to, do some tilt tactics over here, doing these gravity cancel taunts. See if maybe it'll affect the mental state of the Asuri, but it does not seem to work.
Nope, Asuri seems perfectly fine working through those taunts, goes for a down air, second down air hits into a sidelight, trying to follow him off stage. Ember opens up with a side sig, but finds himself below the stage. I wouldn't be surprised to see a ground pound. There it is, following up with a ground pound of his own. I think the one way that Ember's going to look to come back into this game is try to get some offstage camp, but he's not even going for it in the center of King's Pass. Whew, down sig comes out. Ember just arms himself, has the guitars, goes for a side sig, dodges in for a cider, but is not finding anything. Still, Asuri tries to get a neutral light and actually gets punched by a side sig, sends to the orange, goes for the ground pound, and the neutral sig will do it.
God. Oh, that was that's beautiful.